If you've ever seen the storage almost full message on a Firestick, or noticed apps getting slower after updates, you're not alone. Streaming boxes are convenient, but they also have limits. A mini PC solves those problems because you get real hardware, more storage, and far fewer restrictions. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to run those Firestick apps on a mini PC using something called NOX Player. We'll go through the setup step by step so you can follow along with me. You don't need to be a computer expert, just follow the steps. In my last mini PC video, I said something. If enough people commented NOX, I'd make a full setup guide. Well, you definitely did. So let's set it up together. Step 1, download the emulator. Step 1, download the emulator. Open your web browser and go to the official NOX website, bignox.com. Always download from the official site to avoid fake installers. When the page loads, click the download button. The file is around 500 megabytes, so depending on your internet connection, it may take a few minutes to download. Once the download finishes, open the file to start installation. When you open the installer, Windows may ask if you want to allow this app to make changes to your device. Simply click Yes. Now click Install. NOX will copy the files it needs onto your computer. This usually takes 2 or 3 minutes. During installation, you may see optional software offers. Now these are not required, you can simply decline them. Once installation finishes, click Start. The first time NOX launches, it may automatically open the Google Play Store. You can sign in now or skip this and sign in later. What you're seeing now is an Android tablet environment running inside of your computer. Navigation is simple. Your mouse pointer acts like your finger on a touch screen. Clicking an icon is the same as tapping it on a tablet. To scroll through menus, use the mouse wheel or trackpad. After a few minutes, it becomes very natural. Now let's switch NOX into full screen mode. On the right toolbar, click the full screen button. This removes the emulator borders and makes it feel much more like a streaming box. If you're using this setup in your living room, a small wireless keyboard with a trackpad works perfectly as a remote. If you want an easy option, I've linked this one from Re below. It's inexpensive and works very well with any mini PC. Now let's install an app. First, download the APK file you want to install. You can visit the downloads page on my website firetvsticks.com and choose from hundreds of free apps. Once the file finishes downloading, open your downloads folder. Click the APK file, hold the mouse button and drag the file into the NOX window. Then release the mouse. At first, it may look like nothing is happening. That's normal. After a few seconds, the app icon will appear on the Android home screen. Once the icon appears, the app is installed. Simply click the icon to open it. You can also install apps the normal way using the Play Store if you sign in with a Google account, so you're not limited to APK files. Next, let's optimize performance. If you're currently in full screen mode, press the Escape key on your keyboard to access the toolbar. Click the Settings icon, then open Performance. At the top, you'll see Performance Settings. Now, most systems will show options like Low, Middle, High and Custom. For most mini PCs, High works perfectly. If your system struggles, try Middle. If you change the setting, NOX will ask you to restart the emulator. If the setting is already correct, you don't need to restart anything. Now, one quick tip, if the emulator ever feels unusually slow, the most common cause is something called virtualization being turned off in your computer's BIOS. Most modern systems already have this enabled. I'll show you how to check this later in the series when we troubleshoot NOX. Some apps are designed for phones and may open in portrait mode. If that happens, click the three dots on the right toolbar, then select Rotate. If you ever want to remove an app, click and hold the icon, then choose Uninstall. NOX is just one Android emulator. There are others available as well, including BlueStacks and LD Player. I'm starting with NOX because it's simple and stable for this type of setup. But later in this mini PC series, I'll be doing a full Android emulator showdown. We'll test several emulators side by side on the same mini PC hardware and see which one actually performs best. I also noticed something in the comments on the previous video. A few viewers said, "I was with you until you said Windows." And that's completely fair. Some people prefer running Linux on their mini PCs. The reason we started with Windows here is simply because it's the easiest setup for most viewers. But later in this series, I'll also show a Linux streaming setup for those who prefer that route. And if you run into any issues getting NOX working, I'll also be publishing a troubleshooting guide covering the most common fixes. If you follow these steps and get NOX running successfully, comment "Done" below. I read every single one. And if you want to follow the rest of the mini PC setup series, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.